Design, just loving this moment. Can't always stay here forever.
Hey there, crafty friends. My name's Misty. Welcome to Gleespen Designs. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I would also like to thank Matace for sponsoring today's video. I will talk more about them a little bit later on, but for now, let's get crafting. Recently at Dollar Tree, I found a box of these white or black gorgeous bead garlands, or at least on one end. And when I say one end, here is exactly what I mean. Look how gorgeous this starts out, and then next thing you know, on the other end, here it is. What in the world, Dollar Tree? Why would you do that to such a gorgeous bead garland? But the thing is, you guys know me, and well, we're gonna change it up, and I'm going to show you how I did it. First, I'm going to remove that rainbow, and when they put it on, all they did was just kind of put it through the hole and then pull the jute twine up and just hot glue it to each other. So all I did was just simply pull it apart and then just pull it off the rainbow, and now you have a nice bead garland that you can add any piece that you would like. I found these gorgeous pieces at Walmart. They are 4 in a pack for $2.68. This one's bow kind of got messed up, but we can definitely fix that. So I wanted to add one of these onto the end of this bead garland. Now these are all so cute. It was hard to decide on which one I wanted to use, but I ended up deciding the one that says Mary. These do have a jute twine hanger already up at the top of them. So all I'm going to do is shorten it very, very short. All you want is a loop big enough so that you can place the jute twine from your garland into it and it just fits. So you're just taking the jute twine on the hanger already and shortening it so that it is right up close by the bow. Once I cut off the excess from the hanger, I just start shoving the jute twine through that little loop that we just created. Then I create another loop knot, making sure that the two pieces are nice and secure together. I only tied it once, then cut off the excess so that I do not have a large knot. Then I'm going to take the bow that is already on this piece and I'm removing it from the little twine. It was just simply glued on there. And then I just fix it a little bit and I'm adding a decent amount of hot glue onto the bow, then placing it onto our knot. And that is also going to make sure that the knot is nice and secure as well. And once I had my bow glued on, this bead garland is done and I'm so in love with how it turned out. And we definitely cannot forget to mention how quick and easy this was to make. In that box of bead garlands that I found at Dollar Tree, they had black and white, and just like with the black one, they put that weird rainbow on the end. Now, if you want to put this in a kid's room, that I guess would be okay, but I just don't agree with beads in a child's room, especially if they're young enough to like rainbows. So I don't know what they were thinking with these rainbow bead garlands. However, I knew that I already had a piece at home that would go perfect with this white bead garland, so I removed the rainbow like I did with the previous black one. Then I found this adorable snowman that says ho ho ho, and it has a tassel down at the bottom. It is a Christmas tree ornament from Family Dollar, and it was $1.25. I was going to do the snowman one just like I did with the black one, however I was not liking how it turned out, so I decided to do it a little bit different. And what I did is I cut the ornament completely apart so that I can pull all the pieces off separately. Then I took the bead garland and pulled 5 of the beads off of that garland. Now I start taking the pieces from the snowman ornament and placing them onto the bead garland in the order that they need to go. To add the jute twine tassel, I take the jute twine that's on the garland and push it through the hole that's on the tassel. Then I'm going to pull the jute twine up from the bead garland and glue it to itself, basically just looping it around the tassel and then adding some hot glue. I do add a decent amount of hot glue so that I can take the snowman bead and place it down and glue that on there as well so that everything again is nice and secure. To make both of these bead garlands, it took me maybe 5 minutes and they would make perfect gifts. For this DIY, I'm using 2 of these larger wood pieces that Dollar Tree carries. Now, there's 2 reasons why I'm using 2 of these pieces. You could probably do this with 1. However, on these wood pieces, there's kind of a smooth side and then the other side can be quite rough. And because we're going to be using a stencil, you want your surface to be nice and smooth. And then the other reason is because I want this wood piece to be really nice and thick. So I use some Dollar Tree super glue, wood glue, as well as some hot glue, and I glue the 2 wood pieces together. And keep in mind, when you're gluing them together, you want the smooth surface facing on the outside on both sides. I could not find my wood clamp, so I just take a heavy bottle of Mod Podge and place it on top of the wood pieces so that they can adhere together nice and tight. And while I'm pressing down on the wood pieces, I'm also taking my zip sander and just kind of curving the edges of the pieces of wood so that I get the shape that I would like my sign or my wood decor piece to be. Once I have all 4 of the corners curved how I would like, I take my black chalk paint and I'm going to paint the entire wood piece, both sides, and all of the sides going around the piece as well. Once my black chalk paint was dry, I'm using these stencils that I got off of Amazon. They are amazing. I've used them before in previous videos and you guys loved how they turned out. So I want to use a few of the other styles in this pack as well. I will have these linked down below in the description box if you guys would like to check them out, but just a heads up, they definitely sold out fast last time I did them in a video. I just simply placed my stencil onto my wood piece, then I used the Bear chalk paint linen white spray paint. You can stipple your paint on as well if you would like, and you do not have to use spray paint, but I used spray paint because it was quicker and I do love how it turns out. Then if you have any little problems that you need to fix, you can use a paint pen or even a small paintbrush and paint like I'm doing here. Now that I have this side the way that I would like it, I want to make this reversible, so I flip it over and add a different stencil on the other side, and I love this North Pole bed and breakfast stencil that is also in the stencil pack from Amazon. However, for this side, I use this Krylon Metallic Silver Shimmer spray paint. It is so pretty, and once it was dry, I removed the stencil and fixed any little problems with my paint and my paintbrush. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, doing this was super satisfying to me, and then watching it was even more satisfying. Once I had all the little problem areas fixed, I used my zip sander to start sanding off some of the chalk paint on the corners as well as along the edges on both sides of this wood piece so that it had this really pretty distressed look. Now, I do want to mention that not everyone likes distressing, and this is just my personal preference. I do decorate my home with a lot of the things that I make, and this is just the style that I like. If you do not like distressing, you definitely do not have to de-stress if you do not want to. With or without distressing, I think this DIY turns out gorgeous. Really quickly, I would like to thank the Matace removable carpet tiles for sponsoring today's video. I could not wait to talk to you guys about this product. The Matace removable carpet tiles are soft, washable, removable. They come with a 180-day free trial, lifetime warranty, and free shipping. You can get the removable tiles in a square or plank shape. They also have a variety of different colors that you can choose from. You can choose to do all one color or multiple colors if you would like. In my home, we have mainly hardwood floors, and in my family room, I've always wanted to have carpet. However, our house was built in 1914, and these are the original hardwood floors that were built with the house. Now, even though this is not going to be our forever home, I don't want to ruin the floors with glue or nail holes, like things that would involve adding carpet to the room. So these removable carpet tiles were absolutely perfect. Like I had mentioned earlier, you do not need any glue, nails, tape, adhesive, or anything to install these. They have the Meko backing system, which I've heard about, but I was really shocked to see in action. The Meko backing system is designed according to the molecular gravity principle, which means they're going to stick to your floor like a gecko. The installation process is beyond simple. All you have to do is remove the backing, then place your carpet where you would like it to go, making sure the arrows are all facing the same direction. We were able to get this entire room done in no time, and let me just say I'm blown away with how it turned out. I really think that it brightened the room up, made the room look larger, and so much cozier. Now here's the thing, this is real life and I have children. So with children come stains, and I have to show you guys the best part about this product. When Matace said that these were stain resistant, I absolutely had to test it out. So here we have some red fruit juice from my daughter's sippy cup. That happens all of the time. They always say these sippy cups don't leak, and they always do. Well, all you have to do is remove that tile and place in a new one. It is always a great idea to have a few extra. And then all you have to do is go to your sink and rinse it out with cold water. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Let me just say, I am so excited that I do not have to buy 10 rugs in a year ever again. It was as easy as running it under cold water, letting it air dry, and here is how it looked the next day. I will have a link down below in the description box to their website. Also, use Gleespen18 at checkout for an 18% discount. These are definitely a product that I can 100% stand by. Thank you, Matace, for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to the crafts. Okay, so I've seen these solid colored nutcrackers trending all over the internet. However, the price is absolutely outrageous just for one of them. Like for instance, this all black nutcracker that I found on the Kirkland's website for almost $18 just for that one. So I decided I wanted to make my own, and I found these nutcrackers at Family Dollar for only $3. I picked up 3 of them to make a set of 3, which in total cost me $9. If you would like, you can spray paint your nutcrackers any color that you would like. I chose to hand paint mine with my black chalk paint just because I was running low on my black spray paint. I painted all 3 of the nutcrackers with the black chalk paint, and here's how they turned out. For this quick and easy DIY, I'm using one of these Easter market signs from Dollar Tree. Really any sign with a border will do. And I'm going to remove this centerpiece. We definitely do not need that. And you don't have to worry about removing the paper on the inside. We will be covering that as well. So next I take my black chalk paint, the same black chalk paint I've been using throughout the video, and I go ahead and start painting just that border. But when you're doing the border, you want to make sure that you get the inner edge around the border as well, so that everything on the inside, outside, and around the border is painted. And again, you do not have to worry about painting the center of the sign because we will be covering that. Next, you will need a gift box with a pretty image that you like, or even a gift bag will do as well. I found this gorgeous Farm Fresh Christmas trees gift box at Dollar Tree, and I knew that I wanted to create a sign out of it because I really loved the image on the front. If you have a gift box or gift bag that is sentimental to you, like from a past loved one, or even just a great Christmas memory, this would be a fun DIY to do with that gift box or gift bag so that you can display it during Christmas to really remember that loved one or that special memory. Come on, I can't be the only one saving gift boxes or gift bags just because they have a pretty image on them or because they were from someone special. For this gift box, all I had to do was just pretty much take the sides apart. They are simply glued together, and then I made it nice and flat and cut off the excess sides where it is creased. Now that I have my gift box cut the way that I need it to be, I'm taking my hot glue gun and just placing some hot glue all around the border on the inside and in the center of our backing, and then I'm just placing that gift box piece right in the center of our sign. I decided to change out the jute twine hanger that's already on the sign for this black cotton twine from Dollar Tree, and I just glued it to the back of the sign, and the sign was done. This DIY is definitely by far my favorite, so I had to save the best for last. I'm using one of these 18-inch pieces of wood from Dollar Tree, as well as 3 Sherwin-Williams 5-gallon paint stir sticks. I started by cutting the handles off of the paint stir sticks just by using my miter shears at first, but that was quite difficult, so for the next step of cutting, I needed to cut this paint stir stick in half, so I just used a marker and marked the halfway mark. And instead of using my miter shears, I'm using my little mini saw. This thing is so cute. You guys know I love this saw so much, and it works so well. I mean, you can cut a Jenga block like butter. So I cut those down so that they are both the same size. Then I'm going to take the 18-inch piece of wood and the paint stir stick that I only cut the handle off of. Again, you're going to cut the handle off of all 3 of the paint stir sticks. Then I just take one of the paint stir sticks, add some super glue, wood glue, as well as some hot glue for immediate hold, and then I glue it right to the center of that 18-inch wood piece. I do want to mention I will have a link down below in the description box for the little mini saw. I personally got it off of Amazon, but you can get it at lots of hardware stores like Home Depot, Harbor Freight, or even places like Walmart will have something similar. I personally like shopping on Amazon because with me being an above knee amputee and not having a prosthetic leg, I walk with crutches and it is really hard for me to get out and about to the stores. Anyways, back to the craft. So I take the paint stir stick that I cut in half and I start gluing it to either side of the paint stir stick that I glued on top of the 18-inch wood piece. Once I have the sides glued on, I start adding the super glue wood glue as well as hot glue, and I do get the super glue wood glue from Dollar Tree and it works amazing. I add that to the top of the sides and then glue the third paint stir stick on top. To make this even sturdier, you could use a glue like E6000. I use the Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks. They work phenomenal, but I did want to try and make sure it was a little bit more sturdy. So I was just going to shoot a few brad nails inside the frame, but I did not realize I was out of brad nails. So instead I take a Dollar Tree skewer stick and I just measure it where each of the corners are on the frame, and then I cut it down to individual pieces, which I needed 4 of those pieces. I start adding some hot glue onto each one of those little dowel rod pieces. I'm not sure if they were dowel rods or skewer sticks. I believe it was a skewer stick, but either way, a Dollar Tree dowel rod will work as well. And I add enough hot glue so that it will adhere to both of the paint stir sticks when I place it up in the corner on each 4 corners so that it really adheres all of the pieces of the frame together. Now that my frame is built, I use my black chalk paint, and the chalk paint, I don't think I mentioned what I'm using. It is the Folk Art black chalk paint. It is a very, very dark black. Normally I only have to use 1 coat, and that's exactly what I did with this project as well. I just did 1 coat on the entire frame. At Dollar Tree, they've had these picture hanging kits for quite some time now, and they really are nice. They have different size nails and wire and just different things that you can use to hang pictures with. And for $1.25, I think it really is a great deal. Also inside this kit are these little loop screw hooks. I'm so sorry, the name is totally slipping my mind. Let me know down in the comments if you know the name, and I will try and remember it this time. However, I'm going to take 4 of these hooks. You can use more or less depending on the size bulb you're going to use or how many Christmas bulbs you're going to hang. As you could see, I just turned the frame upside down and started screwing one of the hooks on either end, making sure that I have it spaced out evenly, or as even as I could get it by eyeballing it. You could definitely measure this as well, but I just went ahead with eyeballing and screwed 4 of those hooks in total. You could leave the hooks gold if you would like, but because I'm displaying this in my home this year, I don't have any gold in my home decor, so I used the black chalk paint that I used for the frame to paint the hooks as well. Now the frame is complete and we can start decorating. You, of course, can use any kind of Christmas bulbs that you would like. You can use sentimental ones. I think that would be a adorable idea to display any sentimental Christmas bulbs that you might have. Maybe your children's little baby Christmas ornaments that you have. I know I definitely have one for each one of my children. But either way, what I decided to do was take these. This is a pack of Christmas ornaments that I got from Dollar Tree, and the tops were gold. So again, I did decide to take the black chalk paint and paint those black as well. Then I'm going to take the black cotton twine. Once again, this is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start tying pieces, and I did not measure the twine. I just made sure it was longer than what I needed, but I just simply tied the cotton twine onto the Christmas ornament, and then I made sure it had a nice long tail or piece of the twine hanging off, and I cut off the excess. And I did this with 2 of the red and white Christmas ornaments that I got from Dollar Tree. The next 2 ornaments I will be using are these really neatly shaped matte black Christmas bulbs that I got in a pack from Walmart. It was a really nice size pack for a great price, at least in my opinion. And just like with the Dollar Tree bulbs, I added the black cotton twine so that I could hang the bulbs on my frame. To hang the bulbs on the frame, I lay the frame on its side, and then I just pull up the cotton twine and place the bulb where I would like it to hang. And once I like the position that it is in, I just tie the cotton twine right to that hook that we screwed in at the top of the frame. You could use anything that you would like to hang your Christmas bulbs. I think using fishing wire would be so neat because it would also make it look like the bulbs are floating in the air. When hanging my Christmas bulbs, I alternated the styles, and then I also made sure that they were different lengths as well. You can make them hang all at the same level if you would like, but I made the black bulbs hang a little bit lower than the red and white bulbs, and all I did was simply just tie them where I would like them to hang onto the hooks. Once I had all my Christmas bulbs hanging on the frame where I would like them, I want to add some greenery on top, and I really love the greenery that is on this grapevine garland that I got from Walmart. I don't remember the price, but I do know that it had to have been a decent price because I don't buy anything if it is horribly priced. So I know it was definitely worth the price, and I really liked the fact that the greenery pieces are individually put into that grapevine garland so that you could pull those out. They are glued, so you kind of have to wiggle them, but they do come out individually. I used 4 of those greenery picks, and I used 2 at first, placing them so that the ends are intertwined together. And then I just take those 2 and place them up at the top of my frame, making sure that I can get it as centered as possible. I don't worry about the parts that are kind of falling down because I'm going to place them where I would like later on. But I do want the greenery to stay in place. So I use some hot glue and just glue it right in at the center. Then I take some of the other stems and I add some hot glue on the end and place it up underneath the first set of greenery so that the greenery is fuller, and we also have longer greenery on the sides. Now that I have all 4 of the stems glued on, I'm going to start gluing the greenery where I would like it to be. So I just pick up the greenery on either side and I add a few lines of hot glue and glue the greenery down, but I do let a few of the strands hang down. I do not glue all of the greenery, just enough to make sure that there is some on top. Like I had mentioned, I let a few pieces fall and hang as I was gluing the greenery that I wanted to stay at the top of the frame down. So then I can just take those pieces that are hanging and I just add hot glue here and there, placing those greenery pieces exactly where I want them to hang on the frame. Now that my greenery is where I would like it, I add some hot glue to the center of the greenery and add this buffalo check bow that I made a while back but never used. I wanted to incorporate a little bit more white to go with the white that's already in the ornaments that I used. So I used the bell off of this door hanger. I liked the size of it and the fact that it was a matte white. So I just cut it off and then hot glued it right to the bottom of my bow. Now, I didn't really care for how you could see hot glue in the greenery back behind the bow, so I just took another little piece of that buffalo check ribbon that I had used to make the bow, and this was made with Dollar Tree ribbon, and I wish I had the footage of me making the bow. I do believe I made it last year, but anyways, all I did was cut a piece off and then hot glue it to the back of the bow so that it has a more finished look. Dollar Tree has so many different berries that you can use. I wanted to use the white berries off of this greenery from Dollar Tree. They do also have a red berry greenery just like this. So it was really easy to just pull these little foam berries off. And I just pulled enough off so that I could take a few and just hot glue them where I would like to up in the greenery. I didn't do too many, just a few to really bring out the white in the project. Once I had enough berries to my liking glued on, this DIY was done. Like I said earlier, this is my favorite DIY out of today's video, and I am just absolutely obsessed with it. I think it is so gorgeous. And again, if you have any ornaments that mean something to you, how beautiful would this be to display them? I truly hope you all enjoyed these DIYs as much as I enjoyed sharing them with you. If you would like, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I would love to have you in our crafty family, and hit the bell notification if you would like to be notified when I post new uploads. I hope to see you all and a few new friends on the next one. Bye!